Any minor observation, each minor obstacle, if it all gets under your skin, you're surrendering your strength. The truth is the most unshakable people don't face less challenges. They've only controlled their reactions. Envision moving through your journey undisturbed. No mental spiraling, no explosive responses. Simply total mastery. Here I'll show you ways to discipline your consciousness to behave unaffected by everything. Perfecting the unshakable attitude is crucial. The world is full of distraction. People's opinions, constant annoyances, unexpected setbacks. What if I reveal that genuine power emerges from perfecting purposeful neutrality? The essential factor is developing to disconnect your reactions from external circumstances. If you permit outside occurrences to dictate your mood, you become a puppet of powers outside your command. But when you train your mind to remain unmoved, you become the master of your destiny. When you embody this mindset, you command authority without saying a word. Think of the most influential individuals in history. They never were people who reacted impulsively to any insult. Their strength was not in their capacity to debate, but in their ability to remain unaffected. Imagine a scenario when someone offends you openly. The natural response for most is anger. Yet what occurs when you simply smile and walk away? You extract the provocateur's influence. Similar rules apply to losses and roadblocks. People who comprehend the power of indifference see failure as nothing more than data, a learning experience. They do not internalize failure. They observe, adjust, and progress. How can you forge this level of control? Cultivate the routine of hesitating. Before reacting, question internally, does this scenario really influence my greater purposes? Another crucial element is visualization. See yourself as someone who traverses a world unshaken. When you solidify this projection in your consciousness, it converts to your existence. Emotional separation doesn't mean repressing sentiments. It's about controlling them. Picture this. You're amid an intense dispute. Do you let their words control your emotions, or will you grin unmoved? When you adopt this approach, tension diminishes, clarity increases. What you emphasize, you draw. Yet when you assume mastery of your contemplation and sentiments, you become the architect of your own fate. Disciplining yourself toward effective distance doesn't indicate you grow callous. It means you no longer allow environmental influences to command your internal state. Your sentiments support you, not the other way around. Mindful indifference is a superpower. We're conditioned to believe we need to concern ourselves with everything. But true freedom emerges when you comprehend that most things simply don't matter. Neutrality doesn't indicate disinterest. It means prioritization. Not all conflicts merit engagement. As you cease responding to each trivial annoyance, you regain control. Quit chasing acceptance. Pursuing validation is a snare. The moment you give another person the strength to determine your value, you relinquish mastery over your own life. Authentic assurance isn't provided. It's built through self-reliance. The most charismatic people don't supplicate for acceptance. They possess their identity, defects, and everything. Independence emerges when you release the need to be approved by everybody. Whatever you perform, someone will constantly comment. So why squander your power trying to please everyone? If you desire to liberate yourself from the validation snare, start by asking yourself, whose assessment authentically matters? Another crucial step is learning to validate yourself. As you begin acknowledging your inherent significance, external approval becomes irrelevant. The instant you cease pursuing approval is the point you commence experiencing independence. Condemnation is inescapable, but how you handle it determines your power. Criticism only has as much power as you grant it. When you react emotionally, you permit it to command you. The strongest individuals don't allow judgment to disturb them. They analyze it with precise consciousness, extract what's beneficial, and reject the remainder. Examine condemnation through rationality, not feeling. Two categories of judgment exist: helpful and damaging. Helpful condemnation is worthwhile. Harmful judgment, conversely, is intended to tear you apart. Not each judgment warrants your concentration. When you respond to criticism with calm indifference, you manifest to all that your certainty is unwavering. The most resilient persons don't worry about condemnation. They utilize it intelligently or they ignore it completely. Stress reveals individuals. Some break. However, the resilient continue steadfast as they discipline their consciousness before the hurricane emerges. The essential factor consists of distancing from the necessity for mastery. Not everything will go following intention, but you do not react emotionally. You reply with tactics. Many individuals break when stressed because they resist reality. Your thinking is your war zone. The ideas you permit entry will establish your success or failure. To condition an unwavering consciousness, you must build mental habits. Appreciation to oppose pessimism, rigor to supersede idleness. Each day you should discipline yourself to remain imperturbable, to hesitate before responding. Most people are slaves of their emotions. However, individuals who command their consciousness dominate all. Mental strength is built in daily minor instances. One of the most powerful mental habits you may cultivate is distance. Separation doesn't signify unconcern. It signifies mastery. One more essential factor is discipline. Consciousness perpetually chases ease, but discipline rewires the mind. Commence minimally. Commit to habits that strengthen your psychological power. Authentic force functions silently. It doesn't seek attention. It merely performs and allows outcomes to communicate. The loudest people in the room are often the weakest. If you want to be respected, quit proclaiming your objectives. Success is not built through words. It's forged through execution. The further you speak, the more you attract scrutiny. As you operate quietly, nobody perceives your approach. The strongest individuals don't squander power demonstrating worth. They permit their accomplishment to express. Stillness isn't dormant, it's planning. As you vocalize, your words carry weight. In a world where everyone is desperate to be noticed, be the one who doesn't seek recognition. While others chase attention, you chase mastery. This is the separation between those who talk about doing great things and those who actually do them. The second you quit providing environmental acceptance, you'll notice something. Individuals will begin noticing. They will wonder how you did it. And that's when you'll know you've truly mastered the game, not as you announce it all, but because you showed it without saying a word.